Assalamu alaikum viewers. I am Farrukh Nadeem here today with a new tutorial. Today's travel, continuing the sequence we've been following, will be on the third command. I've intentionally slowed down the process for the third command because, as you know, we easily understand and grasp the social wedding, but people tend to face some sort of difficulties with the third one. And that's why I'm conducting all the training at a very slow and basic level. Let's start a new sheet. I'm setting its width to 12 and its height to 16, then clicking OK. Now we have a new file. Just like before, we need to call the bitmap. Here's our bitmap. Select it, click OK, and with a double click and the help of the shift key, enlarge it on the page. As soon as I deselect it, it gets filled. Select it again, go to its object properties and set its filling to 0. This way it won't be an object anymore. I've marked the center line for it, zoomed in a bit and brought it onto the center line. Now, as you can see, it's larger on one side and smaller on the other. No issue. Just create one side and mirror. It will trace it quickly. You've already learned all the tracing methods before, so I'll trace this one quickly. While tracing, we'll discuss a few things as, well, for example, I've placed a point here. And remember, when placing points, you should use coordinate points. That is, for any arc, its 1/4 point is here. Like, if there's an arc here, its maximum area is here, and I've closed it here. You should place points in the same way and with the help of, and you need to turn on its node and set its settings on the node. See, I did this, and remember, when we add a point on the coordinate like this, anchors appear. Make them perfectly vertical. The benefit of making them vertical is that the smoothness will be much better. I made it vertical, and here I tried to match it to the curve by dragging it. I did the same here, using the Alt key to drag it perfectly straight. As you can see, our object is taking shape. Now let's move to the bottom on the side. Coming to the side, the first thing I did was pull it out and match it with the shape. As I mentioned to you earlier, you need to make these anchors completely horizontal. Here I've made them horizontal. Here, by holding down Alt, I adjusted it slightly, and you can see the shape aligned with it. From here, just a slight adjustment is needed. So this line here is being drawn along with it. After working this much here, you take the curve command again, and now we'll start drawing this side. I placed a point here. Similarly, at its maximum point, I'll keep coming to node Z here, keep them slightly overlapped so that there's no gap in the design. Place this point, place that point, and then this point here. Press it. In the same way, adjust its settings. Here, I matched it with the curve. Now, see, I told you to keep it horizontal, so it's important to keep it horizontal or vertical. But here, because of the position, it's not necessary to keep it horizontal. It depends on how you're designing, what kind of design you're working on. So the normal practice I told you about would be this one. Like here, I did this. And similarly, I brought this into the horizontal. When I made it almost horizontal, I dragged it down to adjust its curve with the other one. I came to the upside, adjusted its curve. And in the same way, I'll make it horizontal. The curve on this side is adjusted. Make this one a bit more horizontal too. And use the help of the arc so that when I drag it, its position stays straight. So you see, we've drawn an arc here. Again, we're going to take a new arc. So come over here and click on it. Added this point, added this point. Similarly, added this point here and place this point over it. Right click. With the node command, you can adjust them. See, I made this one horizontal and dragged this one like this. When you adjust it like this and then draw an arc from it, when you convert it to 3D.com, you won't encounter any problems, such as errors indicating that the arc sequence is incorrect. The arc that is created will be tangent, so its entire sequence will be generated automatically. Now see, at this point, I don't need to add this point. Right click on the point and select delete point, and now you can adjust it directly with its help. Look at this. All right. If you want to bring it out less, you can do it like this. So now our ship is finalized. Okay, Nazim, we have drawn two of its real or two sketch sides, and we've drawn the sketch on this side. Now we need to go to its cross section. That is, if you look at it here, you can see what kind of ship has been formed inside. From here it curves upward like this, and then it goes down. So all the designs of our wood are usually made like this. Okay, what happens in this is that one arc is positive and one arc is negative. All right, so I'll approximately take the value of a cross section from here. How much is this cross section from here? Approximately it comes out to 1.6 RE. So let's come out from here. I've taken 1.6, meaning I want to make a sketch here so you can get an idea. I've taken this point here and marked it, and then towards the DX I've added a value of 1.5 or 1.6, right? So now you have a line. Now how much height should you keep for this design? And this is a very important thing. When you're making a design, the height should be approximately 30 to 40% of your design. It depends on how much you want this design to stand out. Whether you want to raise it by 1 inch or by 100, it's all up to you. You can do it as you wish. We can also balance it further or adjust it later. Here, I'll take the option for this design. I offset it at 0.35. So see, I've offset it. Now close it. Here. I take an arc from here. I've placed this arc at its midpoint. In the same way, I'm starting from here again. You attached it to its end, and I made it negative. All right, keep these two things in mind. First, the edges between them should be joined. If they're not, you can join them from here so that their edges connect. Second, there should be 3 of these, and for that you'll need to refer to your notes. As I told you, you need to maintain the center and call this one -1. So one line has been drawn. Now you can easily select both of these objects or even all of them, and then go to alignment here and center align them. See, now all of these are centered with each other, and wherever there is any issue, you can resolve it from here. I picked up this note. I moved it down a little, so now you can see that it is already aligned with the agency. We can move it down a bit more, and as I moved it down, it came up here. When I adjusted it just a little in this way, we created a cross section. Now I'll bring this cross section down a little from here to give it some depth from below. Now if we turn on object snap from here, it will go directly onto this edge. Now to bring it downwards, if it's not aligning, then in the Y direction I'll assign a negative value, let's say -25. I said finish it. In the same way, come to this edge, and I'll apply the same value here. So as you can see, its direction has been set on the downside. Use the fillet command. Here, I want to fillet it. How much do I want to fillet it? I'll give it a value of 0.1 here, and after applying it here and there, I trimmed the extra lines like this. Now I don't need this, nor do I need this one, so I don't need this either, you know. In this way, we have created a cross section for it. Let's leave this object in the middle for now. We'll see what to do with it later. First, we'll work on this one. You just need to create the cross section and place it in your drawing as close as possible to the relevant area where you know exactly where things are located. We'll move on to modeling, and as soon as you start modeling, I'll take a double preview here. On one side, there will be the 3D view, and on the other side, we'll work in 2D because the actual work will be done in 2D. The appearance, however, will be created in 3D. Here, as soon as I did the DR, we have this command available, create shape, by swinging between two rail vectors. So we need to select two rails. I selected this rail, and then I selected this rail. Once you have completed selecting the two rails, you need to go to use selection and then select the cross section we created. If you want yon, you can give it the company name, otherwise just apply it. All right, as soon as you applied it, you can notice that the design was created here, but it went in the opposite direction. We need to keep the rounded part on the outside. The negative radius should be on the inside, so I will undo this. Let's clear the selection. This and this. You can see here in the driver rail that it indicates the outer one will be red first and the second one will turn green. When I use the selection line and apply it, the same thing has now been created in front of you. All right, here we have some features available. Right now, its value is set to scale. If I set its exact height, let's say I set it to 0.35 or 0.5 and apply it, you can see this shape appears. Now, if you turn off the scale, it will give you the natural effect here. If you want to bound this height, you can absolutely do that from here. For example, I set it to 0.45 and by applying it, we can maintain its appearance. So this is under your control. You can set it however you want. Besides that, look here, we have scale cross-section with width. Now, if you scale it according to its width, it will scale the cross-section. See, so when we scale it, according to its width, it automatically reduces. You must have noticed a very clear difference. If I apply the scale cross-section with width, that is, if the scale does not increase according to its width, then when I apply it, it will create a ship because the height that I marked will automatically be applied as the same height everywhere. As you can see here, the same height is being applied on all sides. Now, watch this. As soon as I select scale cross-section with width, it will automatically scale up or down according to the width. See, when it reaches the corner, it will set it to 0. So, in this way, you now understand that the scale will adjust automatically according to the width and the height will change accordingly. Now, if you move it here, for example, if I bounce it at 0.4, the height will not increase beyond 0.4. Once you have done this much work, close it, and our object is complete. Notice here, this part where we have set it a bit and given it a rounded shape, that is the part going here. Now, that one job has been completed. I am working on the second job. This is the design that we just created. Now I will mirror this design from here. Just take a copy of it and mirror it to the right side. So now, as you can see, we have both objects here. One simple solution is to join them together. So join them together. And as soon as you come to the drawing board in 2D, you'll use the same join command. This is one side. And similarly, when you go to the other side, you'll join it as well. This is the other side. Both sides have now been joined. After joining, you can move straight to 3D modeling. So here, you need to use the option called Create Shape from the Vector Outlines. So as soon as I select this object, you can set the height to whatever value you want and then apply it. Here you can see the object appearing in the workspace. As soon as this shape is created, you can also add the base side underneath it, which we defined earlier in the process. Let me close this here so you can understand, and see, here it is. Okay, this is a bit too much, so I'll set it to 0.05. Apply it. Here, I'll set it to 0.05 as well. Come here to merge height. Set point will merge with the previous components. Like, look, if we use merge, it will merge this with the previous one. Then the extra component it had given in between, the height it had added, it won't add that anymore. Previous components addition, when you use this command, it will merge it and you won't see any extra element in it. In the same way, when you see this, the required height will also be at its level. Look, now it's filling a little more than before. You can control its height here. Now there are two ways you can control it. Either you adjust its angle or you adjust its height. Now, as you keep increasing it, it will automatically increase accordingly. So if you think this design is fine, then the angle will also affect its shape. And if you turn on this add a height to it, it will increase accordingly. So here we set its height to 0.4 with a 5-degree angle and apply it. See, now the design matches with it. If I set it to 0.3, 5 and apply it, it becomes a bit more normal. See, from here as well. So this is how our design is completed. I'll apply it and exit. Now, the design that we have already set, we will mirror it. All right, to mirror it, we will use a reference. Here, I'm going to draw a line. Say, I've taken this line. From here, to set the reference point, and also mirror this line. So when I mirrored it, it placed it exactly on the other side. We only needed this line for the mirroring process, so delete it now as we no longer need it. So as you can see, the same reference has been mirrored on this side. However, the object you see below here is slightly different in size compared to what we saw in the picture. Now after this, we have to, this in the middle, the tie that is attached here, we need to add that tie. The object has now been joined. If you need any alignment or adjustments, you can easily do that. Although it's almost correct, there might be some minor tweaks needed. If you want to do this, you can adjust it from here. Similarly, bring this object into modeling. Set the height here. You can preview it at this spot. Here I selected this height. I'm changing it from 0.35 to 4. Apply. This way, it's an addition to it. I'm merging it now. So look, as soon as you merge it, I'll increase its base height a bit, make it 1.1, and apply it again. Now see, its size has increased from the base. Here, I'll set it to 0.3, this shape. And if you want to improve it, just apply it and make it a class. So look, this design has now been created for you. Now we made this using 4 components. That is, we created 3 components and mirrored the 4th one. Here I'll add a new level, which is the where we need to work. I have offset this level 1. I am drawing an ellipse to create its base. I took this to the Alps. Now for this ellipse, we also need to sketch the profile that runs around it. So to sketch the profile, we will work in the same way as we did before by creating its sketch. To make the sketch, the size you specify here, as for example from here to here, it's approximately 1 inch. I will draw a line from here, set it to 1 inch here, and see, let's make its height 0.4. If needed, we can increase it as well. For the height, use the offset tool. I'll add 0.3 here. Then I'll add 0.1 for its base. So do that. I've mirrored a line of it. Begin by carefully drawing a straight line starting from this exact point right here. As a helpful reference, it should guide you as you proceed with your drawing. This. Then on this side of the circle, I will place it right here. Draw a tangent line with it, and you can extend this line from here as far as you want up to this point. Making this cross section is a bit difficult, but now if you can't make this cross section in this way, there's actually an easier method available for you. You can simply use this line right here as a guide and do it just like this. Just press it and see. Now you can easily remove the smoothness here and then carefully bring this curve right onto this line and then bring it onto the curve here as well. So you have now got a clear and definite reference point. Delete them. Now it's up to you how you want to do it. The more you close it, the more it will be done. You get to see. I did this. Select both of them and join them. They have been joined. With the node, come to this spot and smooth it out, and see it has automatically become smooth. You can also increase this curvature. It will automatically stay smooth with it. As soon as you've done this much work, mirror it to the right using the mirror command. But before that, you need to turn on copy. Take these and these two objects, join them. And now see with N that is completely straight from the top. Furthermore, you can come here and check if it's smooth. If it is already smooth, then we don't need to do anything else. Now you can apply a fillet to this area. For the fillet, I specifically specify 0.2 right over here, a 0.2 fillet. I just removed this line just now, and this is the fillet. Start, and from here, this fillet. So now we have this cross section. We don't need these lines. Let's delete them. Now we need to apply this cross section here, this area that we created. First, I'll take it into 3D modeling and extrude it. How much do you want to extrude it? Absolutely in flat form. I'm giving its base height as 0.25. Apply this and see. Oh, it's done. Now the very first option you have for this is add to previous component, meaning it will add it to the previous component. That is now its thickness, and if it merges above that, then it would go on top of the upper one. So if I merge it here, watch what happens. As soon as we gave it thickness, the design is appearing in front of you. Along with this, I am creating a new component. Close this. On level 2, we need to go to the same ellipse that we drew. And here we have the option available. Create shape by extruding along one arm work. I selected it from here. The drive rail is already selected. Use selection, and I use the selection. Apply this, and as soon as you apply it, it gets applied to this design. If you want to adjust its exact height, you can do that. See, if it's set to 1, it goes too high. Set it to 0.4. Apply. And it sets the height to 0.4. It depends on you whether you want to keep it at the actual position or adjust it up or down. It's up to you. I'll turn off the scale. So I closed it. So viewers, the drawing we were just looking at. You saw that we made the same design in 3D, and I hope you benefited further from today's lecture. In today's command, the features we used were 3. Creating a shape through a vector, making a 3D component with 2 rail, and similarly using a single line as a center line to apply the cross-section and create its border. Then we also discussed merging them, etc. Viewers, I hope you liked today's session and that it increased your knowledge. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and share it with your friends and family. And a special request, please honor us with your good comments so we can further improve. Thank you very much.